Hi, good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I presume that you did. Thanks, Eugene, for confirming. You can see me in Facebook and also see me in, Zoom. Actually, today webinar will be a very good webinar. The reason is the following. One is a lot of people say, "Hey, can I have remission even though I am diabetes now?" Which is like, for example, if my A1C is 8, 9, and even have 10, for example. Now, certainly, I have a lot of now patients went through this stage of diabetes. They actually gotten through up to like 10%, and they actually get emission down to like 6 and 5 point something. 5.8, 9. So they're very happy. But there's a tremendous amount of work. You got to keep it up. If you don't keep it up, you're just going to revert it. And I have a lot of experience of that too with a lot of our clients. Well, hey, I'm cured. How nice. Thanks, Andrew. You are super. I love your gift of life. Now I am actually cured. What? Really? Are you cured? No, definitely not. Because, as you know, diabetes never get well. You can only been control and get back a reverse symptom. So net result of that, really, you cannot be cured per se, but you can be remission. So really, you have to work hard to get your remission by, how working hard to how you get that, for example. And those are the kind of things that you have to continue to work on. It's not something that is given. And once you did it, okay, I'm really good and I can be cured. No cure, by the way. And so today I would like to focus a little more. A lot of people said I lost hope. Matter of fact, within our group, actually, there are people that previously, before they drank LOWSUTEA, they actually lose hope because they said, "Wow, I drank. I'm actually have to continue to take medication. Some of them I have to take myself inject of insulin. Wow, that's not too cool, man. I mean, a lot of these people are already telling me all the kind of things that they really felt that, hey, I'm stuck. I am really at the end of the day, I have we have no choice, so to speak. And a lot of people have told me, and it's really sad in the heart. I can see that, hey, I will die bad forever. But you know what? Actually, the good thing is LOWSUTEA gave them hope. And they said, wow, this is really good. I can actually see, and the first time they start saying that, hey, actually, I can start seeing my blood sugar drop down to somewhere in the neighborhood under 120 or under 6.4 and below. And A1C actually dropped down under 6 or under 6.5, 6.4 and below. Some of them went back to 5.7. I have a patient went back to 5.2. Wow, that is so wonderful. But you gotta watch. You cannot just say that I'm cured. There's no cure. So today, a lot of requests said, how can I can have a remission? Now, I thought that maybe perhaps as we move on, we should get some challenge to all my friends and customer client who've been using LOWSUTEA. I think our goal is to get yourself remission. And that will be a real nice goal. Even though, for example, if you are pre-diabetic and I can get you to be remission, to go back to 5.7, you're diabetes already, I can help you to get down to under 6.4 and lower, and then eventually move to 5.7. Wow, that is really amazing. I would think that if we can get all that, I think all my friends will be very happy. They will say, hey, we really got a gift of life. The reason is I supposed to be diabetes forever, but now I got hope. And this is something that, a lot of my client here actually had a similar experience. They actually share with me. They said, this is something I love to do. And I already achieved, quite a few of them actually has achieved that. So net result, they got remission. So I think this is maybe down the road as we move on. This is the goals that we have. All of us should target, even though we're pre-diabetic, get ourselves to be remission. And then in diabetes, if they're even A1C is 10% above, come down to, under 6.4 and move all the way to 5.7. See with my own eye, it works. Now, however, once you don't do enough, you know what? Your blood sugar will go back up. And that is something that you got to really watch. You are not, no cure per se. So today I'm going to give you all the tips to help you to be remission. And so you can take notes and all that will be very good. 各位朋友，我係 Andrew LOWSUTEA President 首先多謝你各位喺咁繁忙嘅星期六裏面咧，能夠繼續係聽我講書咧。今日好多人咧由不同地方，有羅省啦，有夏威夷啦，有菲律賓啦，好多不同地方。但係咧好處咧就係我哋大家學到有一樣嘢，知道咧原來糖尿病咧係可以緩解嘅，即係話有個 remission 嘅緩解，即係話我乜嘢叫緩解咧？應該會解釋俾你聽。咁但係我哋希望咧，呢個就係我哋將來呢個新嘅好嘅目標一齊去進行，哇幾好啊！就算我有糖尿病，原來我係緩解，變咗係冇咗糖尿病嘅血糖嘅數字係去到 under 6.4以下嘅，或者我依家糖尿前期患者，我係去翻5.7嘅，哇真係開心啊！所以今日咧就俾呢啲咁嘅 tips 俾你，好唔好 ？Okay, good. So we're gonna start off by at least help everybody understand what does remission means, and on top of that, how do you get there? So we want to make sure that we got all that. So that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, I'm going to start sharing my slides. All right. So today we're going to talk about how diabetic type 2 potential become remission. Now, it's a topic I think everybody wanted to find out, but how I'm going to get remission. Okay. So it'll be good. Now, because of the fact that I do have a lot of people from Philippines, from United States, Canada, and Singapore, and different places in the world, I need to go take 5 minutes just to go over what is diabetes. Give me that 5 minutes and explain, okay? As you remember, diabetes never get well. The reason why diabetes is the worst thing you can have is because what happened is get the whole body all plucked up, in the sense that they will be actually your the blood sugar and the cholesterol stuck together and pluck up all the vessels, entire body. And as you go on, it will get worse and worse. So it is a chronic disease. You don't get well. You can only control, make sure you don't get worse. It affects entire body blood vessels. So that is a main point you always remember. As for a new diabetic client that we're now working at, it affects your entire body blood vessels, not few organs, entire body. Now, in order for us to control, it's really only blood sugar to prevent serious diabetic complication. Now, pre-diabetic is the same thing. You have to control your blood sugar, make sure it doesn't affect entire body blood vessels. And then to do that, you can make sure you have the proper dieting, your exercise, your weight management, and control your diabetes. Now, if you change your diet and you get your lifestyle changed, in other words, no white food, meaning that no rice or very limited rice, no soda, no juice, no white bread. If you can do that, plus you can drink LOWSUTEA, exercise, the chances for you to become better is really good. Not everybody can do that, but majority of people can if you work on it. It is hard. It's not difficult. It's not difficult, but hard to take effort, meaning that, wow, people say, I always take bread, man. Now you're talking about cut down my bread. Wow, that's hard. I don't exercise. Now you want me to exercise? Are you kidding me? Wow, that's hard. But you take effort, it will work. Okay, so do put that effort in there. Now, everybody go through this 4 stages of developing diabetes. The first stage is your cholesterol, LDL will go up. That result, it damage all your B cells, which take insulin into the cell. And then when that goes up, the more and more insulin come up, you get more insulin resistance, and your blood sugar also go up. Now, when your blood sugar and the blood cholesterol goes up together, LDL, you know what? Your blood is start getting thick and start plugging everywhere. And that is the major problem for all diabetes that affect all entire body vessels, your eye, everything, not only one organ, multiple organs. Net result, your blood pressure goes up because all these plaque is going to start blocking your vessels, and net result, your blood pressure is going to go up. Now with that, the next stage, your sugar is start going up. And then, so now first cholesterol go up. Now the blood pressure, second stage, blood sugar go up. When your cholesterol, your blood sugar goes up, you are going to stage 3, which is mean you got pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetic will be 5.7%. Your A1C all to 6.4. Once you get 6.4 and over on 4th stage, you know what? You're diabetes. When you have 1 year with 2 times measure your A1C over 6.4, you are confirmed a diabetic. Insurance goes up, everything goes up, okay? So you don't want to be in that state. Even in that state, you will come back, and that's why I'm trying to give you this remission. Hopefully, you will get this remission tips, okay? Now, why drinking LOWSUTEA is so important? Because when you drink LOWSUTEA, first of all, you will able to get the guava leaves, which is going to be blocking all the sugar into the vessels from your gut. Okay, so you have less sugar going to gut. Rest of them will come out in your fecal matter and so forth. Now your bitter melon will actually act like insulin because it help the insulin become more sensitive. So it take the sugar into the cells. And then the bitter melon will also have one unique thing. They dump the sugar into the urine, they dump the cholesterol in the urine, they dump also salt in the urine. So net result, all cholesterol, sugar, and salt go out, then your blood pressure go down. So 3 things go down. 1, sugar. 2nd, your cholesterol go down. 3, and your blood pressure go down. Plus, it gives you detox. That's why LOWSUTEA is really a fantastic product. 嗱，各位堂友記住，因為咧4個 stage 咧係個人都 go through 嘅。嗱，呢個咧係冇辦法啦，因為個人都會有呢個問題啦。咁4個 stage 糖尿病咧，第一就係呢個膽固醇升上嚟啦，上嚟之後咧，咁佢咧就影響嗰啲B cell 嘅喺個胰島素出嚟嘅 B cell 唔帶啲糖去，咁啲糖咧越整越高嘅，咁變咗咧就糖加胰島加呢個糖加呢個膽固醇咧，咁個血管咧就變咁好厚啊啲血，咁咧就變咗咧就開始 form 好多啲咁嘅板塊啦，咁啲板塊咧塞晒全身嘅，咁慢慢塞嘅，唔係一支間塞晒嘅，慢慢嚟嘅。咁但係做呢樣嘢血壓一定會高啊，第2個 stage 啊，咁第3個 stage 咧糖開始有高啦，咁你咧就會開始變個前期患病者，由 5.7 一路上去 6.4， 當你一過咗 6.4 之後咧，1年掉開始咧 ，guess what？ 你就已經糖尿患病啦，咁所以變咗就真係好弊家伙 ，OK？ 咁其實去糖就係點 work 咧？第一就係因為我有一個番石咧就 block 咗啲糖入去喺個血管裏邊，第二我哋有苦瓜。佢咧就將啲糖，因為增加咗胰島素嘅sensitivity 啊，咁敏感性中高咗，佢就將啲糖繼續帶啲糖入去個細胞裏邊。咁就係一樣好嘢咧，就苦瓜咧帶啲糖同埋呢個膽固醇同埋鹽咧掉喺尿嘅掉出嚟。咁掉咗出嚟之後咧，好正，咁你就糖啦。膽固醇咧，同埋咧血壓都低埋，仲可以去排毒，呢個就係一個好正嘅東西嘅。If you don't do anything, you know, I want to continue my lifestyle, I love it, and doesn't matter. My blood sugar goes up, my cholesterol goes up, doesn't matter. But you know what? This is going to be a long-term effect disease because 1, it's stuck on your brain. Eventually, you can't remember things, so you what they call develop a called diabetic. Losing memory, then you'll be really sad because you can't remember things. It's called diabetic dementia because what happened is you can't remember. Like for example, I want to remember my husband. Don't remember. Imagine that. I have a client exactly like that. 74 years old lady cannot remember. Just wake up one day, cannot remember my husband. Very sad. Also, you're gonna start getting potential stroke. You have also cataract issue, your pancreas also potential had affected, you know, your pancreas keep coming out with insulin doesn't work because a lot of rejection and you will fuck up your heart. We have quite a few patients need to go bypass because of the fact that plug up all the vessels, okay? Nerve damage, you can't feel. So net result, you know, you have injury, you cannot feel. And on top of that, affect all your blood vessels, damage blood vessels, your blood pressure goes up, and you get injured, you amputate your feet, and then it will damage your kidney disease, damage your kidney. And March, we have Professor Larry Chen will talk about kidney damage. And that will be an extremely good lecture to understand because a lot of people don't sensitive to that. And on top of that, 30% of diabetic patients has no sex. They have sexual dysfunction. In other words, they can't have sex because they can't feel. That's really sad. Pregnancy, the same thing. If you're pregnant, you know, we are gestating diabetic. Eventually, you might become developed. So you got to really watch. Okay. 嗱，各位堂友，如果你唔係真係做任何嘢，將你個身體令到你咧係唔會有啲糖高嘅話咧，你個成身嘅胰臟啊、腦啊、心臟病啊、所有神經系統咧都會損壞，同埋仲有咧就會血壓高啦。如果你冇感覺傷害咗個神經下邊嘅血嘅循環好差啦，咁你就可能要割咗個腳。哇，同埋仲要洗腎，因為你破壞咗你，因為嗰啲血管破壞咗你嘅腎功能。咁同埋咧，因為你嘅所有嗰啲神經都損壞咗，你記唔到嘢啦，同埋仲有感覺唔到啦。咁30% 嘅糖尿患者係冇性功能，因為感覺唔到啊。咁同埋咧，仲有如果你懷孕咧有併發症咧，遲啲有可能都轉咗係糖尿病嘅。如果你係懷孕嘅時候同埋，所以你要好小心，搞好就係睇住。所以降低血糖咧係可能一生嘅做工作，千祈就話我冇乜嘢啊，唔使做啦依家，千祈唔好諗呢個，因為呢個咧係真係會將你咧可能就會另外一個破壞你嘅東西。嗱，我哋our company has 5 programs basically help you to decrease your blood sugar, and basically first we have to talk about low carb diet, talk about drinking LOWSUTEA. And then you need to exercise. And we have all kind of way to teach you how to do that, and weight control. And certainly we have doctor webinar every week. Now, and then eventually you also talk about how to track the blood. What we want to do is all that get together is hope your A1C drop from 10% all the way to 5.7, normal person. So at least we'll get you down to at least 6.4 until continue to go on. Now this doesn't happen right away. It happened about a few months later, and then, but you got to work on it. When you work on it, it does work because I saw it from my own eye now. Many of our customers does work and lower the A1C. So anyway, this is what we do. So today we talk about diabetic potential remission now. So it's going to be a very exciting topic to talk about because that will definitely with a tip to help you out to lower your blood sugar. 嗱，各位堂友。我哋公司有5個節目，呢5個節目裏邊咧，第一係有呢個降低你個血糖咧，就要教你點食嘢啦，又點呢個低嘅碳水化合物食物啦，飲去糖茶啦，同埋咧又教你點去運動啦，降低你嘅磅數啦 ，BM 啦 under 23啦，咁同埋仲有咧就係你個 doctor webinar 咧係知道點去做呢樣嘢啦，即係我哋每個禮拜都有講書嘅，咁同埋咧仲有咧我哋個daily 即係點去度嘅血糖咧，一日度4次咧，咁能夠令到知道你我知喺邊度，因為你唔度糖咧，真係唔知喺邊度喎，係咪？咁我希望咧就幫你由 A1C 跌到5.7 ，OK 由10以上或者咩地方都希望繼續降低，係咪得唔得啊？我見過得嘅，因為好多堂友真係做到嘅。Okay, so first of all, a lot of people ask, are there a cure for diabetes? Okay, unfortunately, this is a metabolic disorder, affect entire body, all organ. The blood sugar, which is called glucose, is high. It is a lifelong chronic disease. You do not get well. If you don't control your blood sugar, you know what? It damages entire body throughout the years. It doesn't stop. You didn't say that they have no holiday. It will continue to damage your sugar from day one, and damage your body from day one if your blood sugar is high. So that's why we're so much effort to control your blood sugar. So unfortunately, there is really no cure per se, but you can have what they call in remission. Now, remission is a cause where your blood sugar went back down to the healthy level. What is a healthy level? Below 6.4. This is really good. So this webinar, we're going to help you to share the step. How do you achieve this remission? And that's why I think this is an exciting webinar, because I would say this will be my new objective for all of you. Hopefully, all of you will become remission wow, that would be wonderful. Let me share with you one more story. I have several clients now. I didn't know that some of your US customer, just even doing medication or injection and so forth, it costs $400 to $800, even with insurance coverage. I said, oh my goodness, how can it be so high? And they said, you were right, you know, I'm paying $400 for a medication. Someone said I pay $800 medication. I said, can you do something about it? So with LOWSUTEA, basically, even with the high cost of medication, they were able to decrease the medication because they were getting to get A1C all the way down to 6.4 and below. So they were very happy. And basically, also some of my patients in Philippines is the same thing. They pay $200 to $300 just on medication, doctor, and so forth. But drinking LOWSUTEA is only $40 or $45 or $50 because of shipping. They can able to at least keep the blood sugar at a normal state. So they are very happy. They say, wow, I pay $40, $50 at least. I'm in a healthy level. So think about that. So that cost. Now, this is only cost. But it does not mean your money. The important is your health. It's not the cost. If the cost is high, if really you can afford to pay, you no problem, right? But it damages all your vessel. If your blood sugar is high, even you have many money, you cannot clean up your blood vessel. You cannot put a roto-rooter in there and say, can I wipe up all my plaque? No. So you have to continue to lower your blood sugar so it doesn't form plaques everywhere. And that is a key message you yourself have to keep thinking. I don't want to form plaques everywhere. Okay? 各位堂友，好多人咧就話：喂，糖尿病會好㗎？我醫好咗，我話唔幾開心。其實好多朋友真係誤會咗糖尿病會好嘅，其實係唔會好嘅。啲糖如果繼續高嘅話咧，佢一定係繼續係將你全身嘅慢性慢慢地去 block 晒你所有全身嘅血管，咁你就好弊家伙啦。因為 block 咗之後唔翻得轉頭喎，唔可以話 block 咗之後我可以話或者揾啲嘢去洗咗佢啦，可以搞唔得㗎喎。咁你以後都會係嗰度損壞咗就損壞咗㗎啦。所以咧，依家真係要開始咧就控制呢個嘢，唔會俾佢繼續損壞。咁你心臟又唔會損壞，腎臟唔會損壞，眼又唔會損壞，哇！咁呢個幾緊要啊！咁所以其實咧，我希望咧各位咧都做一個新嘅即係目標，能夠令到你係有一個remission 咁就哇真係正啦！咁希望咧今日嘅 webinar 俾你更加多了解點能夠做到呢個所謂嘅 remission 然後令到你咧係唔會即係產生後邊嗰啲好長嘅併發症。So let's define what is diabetic remission. Now, this is the basic diabetic care guideline by 2021 in August. They came out with this. The remission means that if you are A1C below 6.5, meaning that you are 6.4 for last 3 months after you stop all blood lower medication, you know, you no longer have medication, and your past 3 months, your A1C was below 6.5, meaning 6.4 and below, okay? So now remember, A1C, if normal, is 5.7. Anybody normal person, if between 5.7 and 6.4 is pre-diabetic. Anything above 6.5, that is diabetes. So if you can got yourself below 6.5 and below, you basically are no longer the diabetic category. You are now pre-diabetic, correct? So if the doctors say, hey, you know, you can have a remission, I will cut out medication. And basically, actually, we have a lot of customers actually have that. They were basically on insulin. They cut it down to a normal insulin, and they continue at 6.1, 2, and maybe 5 point something. And eventually, they would say, I will cut out medication, and then no more metformin, and their blood sugar are continued to be around 6.12 or lower. So the doctor said, okay, right now you got to watch, you have a remission. However, Once you don't control yourself, meaning that I'll continue to eat my massive food that have tremendous calories, and I will be start drinking like mad with alcohol, beer, and I eat all my sweet. Guess what? Sorry, your blood sugar, boom, gonna go up, and you're out of remission. So you gotta control take work. So that's why I want to make sure you first understand the define of what I mean remission. Now, I hope all of us that listening today who said, I want a remission, you have the standard now to understand what is remission. So remission is mean that I will get my A1C below 6.5% for at least 3 months, and I'm off medication. And that will be a goal that you'll be able to do. And I think that if all of us do that, man, wow, that would be really cool, because I can definitely able to get that work. Okay, so I hope this is going to be a new goal. 各位朋友，好多人咧係咪話，喂，點樣叫做糖尿病嘅緩解咧，或者叫 remission 咧 ？remission 咧，嗱 remission 咧就係因為你個 A1C 就係6.5%，喺3個月裏邊咧，全部都係降低個6.5% 嘅，同埋你嗰樣咧係冇藥食㗎啦已經，同埋好多時咧醫生就會開始咧係第一，譬如你打胰島素，你唔使打胰島素啦，咁但係都俾藥口服藥俾你食。但係口服後之後咧，你嘅 A1C 都係繼續低過6.5嘅，咁佢一路減藥減藥減到咧冇藥食啦，咁嗰陣時咧你係真正 remission 嗱，記住好多人好人咧冇病啊，就5.7嘅5.7%，當你係已經係前期患病咧係5.7 6.4，然後之後咧去到過咗6.4以上咧就係糖尿患病者。咁你嘅目標咧就要將佢降低到係過咗6.5以下，即係6.432。我見過好多人咧係做到嘅，去到6都 OK 㗎，或者5.7都 OK 㗎，見過晒嘅，係做得到嘅。So in reality, I actually saw many of our patients that are actually with 6, I mean from 10 drop down to 6, and also drop down to below 5.7, some even 5.2. Now, but I think they take a lot of work. Okay, so today we take a lot, talk about how you get that work. Okay, now remission really, first of all, it doesn't mean you give up all the healthy habit. That is really important. You know what? Once we form habit, you tend to continue maintain. And if you don't maintain that healthy habit, it's extremely strong possibility you right away relapse back to diabetes. And it happens so many times in front of my eyes too. People were telling me, Andrew, you are so good, man. I thank you. You gave me a gift of life. I'm cured. I say, hey, quit. You're not cured. There's no cure. You're only on remission. And then, but unfortunately, they took one step too fast. You know what? They start drinking, they start smoking, not smoking, but more drinking, wine, beer, and start eating and stay not exercise anymore. On top of that, the sad part is they don't drink LOWSUTEA. They used to drink 8 cups a day. They only drink 1 bag a day. They forgot all about the things that they used to do. Within 2 months, the blood sugar, guess what? Boom, went up to 8, 9, 10% A1C. And guess what? They have to start all over again. And in order to get them about 3 to 4 months again to get back to the same state. Many of them has done this and they learn diabetes has no cure. If you don't work on it, you don't stay with your healthy habit, change your lifestyle, it go bang, right back up. That's it, okay? So remember, in order for us to have remission, it doesn't get diabetic relapse, has to maintain a healthy lifestyle, okay? 嗱，各位朋友，好多人誤會咗咧，以為真係糖尿病係會好嘅，其實唔會好嘅。就算好多依家有啲產品話我同你醫好糖尿病，錯，糖尿病永遠醫唔好嘅，只係有緩衝期啊，或者有一個remission 啊，幫助你咧去緩解，同埋咧就係令到你咧嗰啲糖咧去翻好似普通人一樣 但係你要繼續努力係 work on 去繼續努力咧，降低血糖，每日去度之類嘅情況喺邊度。如果你一唔做呢樣嘢咧 ，bang 個血糖即刻回返上去。咁呢個係一個好慘嘅東西啦。因為好多人咧就話：哇死啦！我做得咁好，但嘣一聲又上翻嚟喎。咁所以呢個咧係要記住咧，係唔係好似你所諗象，即刻我就嘣一聲會上去嘅。90% of diabetic are type 2 diabetic, okay? And when you are type 2 diabetic, you do have changed lifestyle. You have a very good chance to get your remission. Now, how do you do that? Actually, a diet has to be always low carb, which is about 140 grams per day. On top of that, you gotta drink LOWSUTEA. It's very interesting. You know, I have a lot of clients now. It's not only one, but many of them. They have took medication, they have low carb diet, they exercise. If they don't drink LOWSUTEA, you know what? Blood sugar go up. And they were saying that, hey, you know, I noticed if I drink tea, my blood sugar maintain very good level. You know, if in Hong Kong, they will go on 6.2, and United States, it will be like 120, 115, no more than 120. So they felt, wow, my blood sugar are stable. But once they don't drink LOWSUTEA, which is 6 to 8 cups a day, the blood sugar go back up to, you know, as high as 180, 200, and even as some people reported 240. I would say, wow, why? The reason is LOWSUTEA really had that good function is one, they block the sugar into the vessel. Two is give you the booster, take the sensitivity of the insulin, take it to cells, and dump sugar into urine, and also cholesterol, and also salt. So all that will function. So LOWSUTEA become kind of part of the life for them now. Many of the customers will carry, Andrew, LOWSUTEA now is part of my life. Every day I will drink. Hot and cold doesn't matter. They drink 2 liters of tea. And on top of that, because they have 2 liters of tea, they basically have increased hydration also. They dilute the blood sugar and dump that on the urine. So they truly need LOWSUTEA to work, okay? So keep that in mind. Secondly, everyone has to be weight loss over BMI over 25 or 23. Now, definitely, actually 22 will be a better one because I found that lower your BMI become very important. So 23 is a better target, basically. But a lot of people would say, wow, you know, I'm 30 something BMI. Well, get down to 25, okay? And then eventually move to 23. And your exercise has to be at least 150 minutes per week. And meaning that at least you have at least 45 minutes or 40 minutes to 45 minutes per day. Now, what kind of exercise? Just walk. It's okay, simple. In Hong Kong, I suggest all my clients just go to walk on the you know, shopping mall. That will do. So keep that up and you will achieve your goals, okay? So you can achieve your remission. 嗱，各位同友，90% 嘅糖友咧 ，Type 2 diabetes 咧係一個好大嘅問題，因為個個咧都係有如果係Type 2 diabetes 咧，佢個 chance 去有 remission 係高嘅。咁但係咧，重要點咧就係佢哋入第一食嘢咧就要有145個 gram 嘅 carb， 唔好食多過啦，或者去最多200啦，但係145係佢嘅 target。咁最緊要飲血糖茶。如果唔飲血糖茶，好多人咧食咗藥，同埋就算 exercise， 就算藥唔食咗藥 exercise， 同埋有 dieting 3樣嘢，即係食啲低碳水化合物，血糖都唔低嘅。因為個問題咧冇咗個血糖茶咧，佢冇咗個 booster， 咁變咗嚟講咧，佢啲糖帶唔到去個血管裏邊啊，同埋帶唔到去細胞裏邊啲糖繼續高啦。所以變咗嚟講，有好多朋友咧話冇飲到血糖茶之後咧，血糖一路繼續升翻上去。咁所以咧，其實好多人咧依家已經覺得咧，血糖茶係一個佢自己嘅一種嘅生活嘅東西嚟㗎已經。咁所以咧，佢係繼續飲嘅要。咁同埋仲有咧磅數啦，如果你高咧，最好就係23個BMI 啊。 如果唔係咧就鬼佬可以廿五啦，但係中國人咧就23好啲啦。咁同埋咧仲有咧就你做運動嘅時候咧就係最緊要有150分鐘一個禮拜，即係每日咧或者每日咧最低有40分鐘嘅 exercise， 好簡單行就得㗎啦，去 shopping mall，OK，so 呢個咧係幫助你真係一定咧降低你血糖嘅。So if your A1C go about 6.5, what happened? Okay. Now, most likely a diabetes patient, if your A1C go up to 6.5, the doctor most likely will be restarting your medication again. And that's happened a lot. Matter of fact, a lot of doctors will say, well, okay, I'll give you a little more chance. You now 6.4, and then you went up to 6.5, 6.7. I'll give you another 3-4 months for you to see if you can drive it back down. Now, some doctors do that, but some doctors would just say, sorry, sir, your blood sugar going up. Most likely you'll be going up. I want to make sure you are safe, so I want to start you on back to medication. Some even say, hey, your blood sugar going up, sorry, I will get you back on insulin. Unfortunately, you poke yourself insulin is going to be a lot of tough thing to do. You have to poke yourself every day. You have to get syringe. You have to ice your insulin. You go travel. You got a lot of problems. So it's best to get your doctor to start you on all meds, so you don't have to go through those problems injecting yourself. And diet, exercise, weight control become a lifestyle thing that you have to continue. Because even you start medication, but you don't cut the diet, you don't get exercise, weight control, your blood sugar will start losing control, and it is not going to be good. Now, one of the things that weight become very important. If you are having really good weight loss, you're losing through calories. That means that 80%, and that study showed, and the study was from Nutritional 2019 study, showed that 80% of patients after 1 year, they get remission if they can really control the weight. And certainly they will also weight, diet, food, and so forth. 1 year, they will actually get remission. And on top of that, 45% this remission are sustained after 5 years. And our study shows that the remission, 46%, after 1 year, they get remission, but the remission rate to change back or maintain only get 36% after 2 years. So really, at the end of the day, we found that weight control become very important. If you are continue to lose weight and then continue keep a diet control, your remission will continue to be good and stable. So this is something that weight is so important for you for one of the remission, besides your diet and your exercise, okay? So a lot of people forgot about weight. They just went to diet and exercise, but no weight control. So if you can able to do that, the chances of remission are much higher. So keep that in mind. 嗱，各位堂友，如果你個 A1C 上咗6.5以上咧 ，guess what？ 你又會行翻同樣嘅路，醫生就話：哇，唔好意思喎，你個 A1C 就上翻去咯喎。咁可能你要食藥啦。咁好多時咧，醫生咧就做一樣嘢嘅。嗱，我俾多3個月機會俾你，睇下你咪 drive it down back to 係6.5以下。嗱，但係有啲醫生就唔係嘅。喂，你6.6啦，6.7啦，唔好啦，因為我驚你都搞唔到啦，我俾翻你藥你食，同埋要再打胰島素。哇，有啲人係咁嘅喎。咁喺美國咧，好多醫生都係唔好啦，因為病人都未必可以控制到嘅，打你先啦。咁所以變咗咧，其實咧真係咧，你係要盡快咧係唔好俾佢過咗6.4。咁變咗嚟講咧，佢醫生更加對你有信心。所以呢個係一個好多 effort 做嘅嘢，又要行啦。食嘢控制啦，又要磅數控制啦。喺美國磅數控制係好難嘅，好多人，但係好多人就磅數控制控唔到，即係乜嘢嘅。所以變咗嚟講咧，喺控制如果控制磅咧，個 remission 嘅機會係高好多。咁 study 咧80% 嘅病人咧，如果佢係1年裏邊係控制到佢呢幾樣嘢3樣嘢食啦、磅數啦同埋呢個 exercise 咧，1年裏佢會變咗 remission 嘅。仲有5年裏邊咧，45% 都可能夠繼續有 remission 嘅，咁好正啦。另外 study 少啲嘅，係有46% after 1年咧就已經 remission， 只係 maintain 咗2年咧係36% 啫。 咁但係即係話係得嘅喎，但係只係你肯唔肯做嘅。咁呢個係 take 好多 effort 嘅。Okay, so now we understand what can you do in remission, meaning that you have to control your diet, your weight, and you have to exercise. But in order to do that, I hope that we can able to give you a little bit more background. What is diabetes? Can help you to figure out why remission is possible. Okay. Anyway, first of all, diabetic is because a lot of times your insulins are very resistant. In other words, your insulin doesn't take any more the sugar going to the cells. Okay. So with that, your blood sugar will continue to be high on the vessels and high in your muscles, high in your fats and your liver. It doesn't respond to insulin meds. You know what? The blood vessels plus the major organ like muscle, fat, and liver does not respond as well as before on your insulin. And the body continue to come out with insulin, but it doesn't work because not enough insulin go take the sugar in the cell because the body keeps saying that I need more insulin. So eventually your pancreas is saying, I can't keep up, man. I basically can't do much. So you get more and more so-called insulin resistant. Now, when that happens, that's why I think LOWSUTEA do some help is because we increase the insulin sensitivity, so your sugar will go more into the cell. But that's what happened. Now, other factor, age can be a factor because of the fact that when age 45 and up, your body becomes starting to deteriorate. Also, there's a genetic issue, like for example, my dad, my mom, my brother and sister are diabetic. That would be another issue. Ethnicity is also, especially a lot of big Hawaiian, blacks, all that can be also affected because some ethnic groups supposed to have more chances of diabetes. So the diet can make an issue. If you're an inactivity person, I don't move much. I just stay home and become a watch TV only. So that can be. Now, one more thing is body weight. If you are really overweight, you have big tummy, and you are over body weight, the chances of you have really getting, diabetes will be extremely high. Now, overweight and obesity, 90% diabetic patient, if they are a diabetic patient, they're over and obese, bigger than before. But diabetes with obesity and overweight tend to have high risk of blood sugar level. So if you're overweight and a big tummy, the chances of you have high insulin resistance and also high blood sugar is high. So these are the factors that you need to continue to watch. So if you have that, you gotta check yourself. Am I overweight? Wow, I'm overweight. Well, my age, okay, I'm over 45. On top of that, my parents are diabetes, my mom diabetes, my brother diabetes. Now then you have a choice. You say, gee, my genetic, maybe I myself will have diabetes too. And I don't move much, I don't exercise much. And so net result, all those come together, then you have become the high risk guy. Okay, so you need to basically watch that. So if you can watch that, then you are much better off not to do, not to watch and not to plan yourself whether am I be in that category to become a diabetes. If I'm already in that category, one of the things that I would suggest first thing besides diet, exercise, weight control. If you can weight control, you can able to lower down your risk of really diabetic complication. 嗱，首先糖友，我哋記住咧，點解要俾多資料你知道咩叫糖尿病患者 ？DM 就 diabetic mellitus。咁如果你知道點解咧，咁你先知道係點能夠令到你咧更加多機會咧，你會有個緩解嘅可能性remission 嘅可能性。嗱，第一，因為咧，當你個胰島素係好多抗拒嘅時候咧，你糖帶唔到入去細胞度，嗰個肌肉又冇啦，個肝又出唔到嚟啦，同埋所有細胞都會係即係用唔到呢胰島素咧，咁你胰島繼續出嘅時候咧，就呢胰島素出唔晒嘅，咁變咗咧你就會有一個好強烈嘅胰島素嘅抗拒。所以點解去糖茶真係會 work 嘅話咧，就因為佢俾到一個增加胰島素 嘅sensitivity， 即係個敏感性啊，咁佢就將翻啲糖咧帶翻入細胞裏邊，同埋仲係抌咗啲糖走。咁所以變咗咧，所以呢個又係好特別嘅。咁因為其他 factor 咧，令到你咧，即係嗰個diabetes 咧會繼續會高嘅。咁就係話，因為你個歲數啦，你仲有你嘅爸爸媽媽都係一樣啦。我又唔 diet 又唔做啦，即係我唔會食好多嘅碳水化合物嘅都，我會食多啲碳水化合物，唔係食好少啦。我又唔喐嘅，我又唔去做 exercise 嘅，重磅好重嘅。咁呢啲嘢咧，全部喺晒度咧，你個 remission 嘅機會咧就低啦，冇錯。So 如果你冇你即係變咗嚟講咧，你係希望你如果有呢咁嘅 factor 咧，你將佢減低咗咧，你 remission 機會就會高嘅。So really at the end of the day, understand whereby this form, then at least you understand, well, this is a factor. I'm overweight. I'm not taking a diet properly or seriously. I don't exercise. Maybe if you change that and drink LOWSUTEA, the chance of remission, you are much better higher. So this is something that you can look at, okay? 所以如果你係可以做到呢樣嘢咧，咁你個緩解期咧就可能會好啲。Certainly, really got to understand, drinking LOWSUTEA, at least we have 5 programs for you. We have dieting, drinking LOWSUTEA, 8 cups a day, weight control, exercise, blood sugar monitoring, and plus you listen to all the webinar to lower your blood sugar tips to help you to understand. Then that is important. Now, as I mentioned to you earlier, quite a few of my clients now, they take medication, they exercise, they take diet, but the sugar still don't come down. But once they take LOWSUTEA, the sugar actually come down. So really, they was wondering, why is that? Well, there's a reason. Is because of that LOWSUTEA, probably because it helped to increase the sensitivity of insulin, take the sugar into the cell. They also block or delay absorption of the sugar into the gut vessels, so it dumped off from fecal matter. On top of that, it will also carry the sugar into the urine and cholesterol and all dumped out. So net result, you really have less sugar in the body and also the sugar being used up. Then your blood sugar go down. And that's the reason. That's why drinking LOWSUTEA becomes important. And people who forgot to drink LOWSUTEA, guess what? Sugar goes up, even with medication. Once they go back in and start drinking LOWSUTEA, sugar come back down. So remember, make sure it's drink 8 cups a day, because that will help you really go through the entire day with low blood sugar. So now, weight loss becomes so important. Weight loss. Because 10% of the body weight, if you lose 10%, A1C will drop 1%. In other words, if you are 225 pounds and I will minus 10%, which is 22 pounds, and I become 202, your A1C 8, most likely your A1C will drop down to 7%. So A1C is so important by weight control. In other words, you drop 10% of body weight, your A1C will definitely drop about 1% out. So keep that in mind. That's why the study said, wow, weight has become so important to part of your remission strategy. Okay? 嗱，各位朋友，頭先講咗咧，就如果你係即係血糖高，就係食藥都係夠高。點解咧？因為好多時咧，因為就去食藥咧，糖都唔知，因為你冇咗個 booster， 冇咗個即係去糖茶嘅 booster。咁去糖茶嘅 booster 咧，就真係會帶到啲糖咧，由個尿嗰度走咗出去啦，又帶糖入去細胞裏邊啦，同埋咧又 block 咗啲糖入去血管裏邊啦，所以糖會降低嘅。唔飲茶咧，真係好多時唔降嘅喎。咁原來咧，仲有一樣嘢咧，係你個 weight loss 係好緊要嘅。如果你個繼續重磅，你 A1C 如果你重磅後邊咧係一個即係有10% 嘅磅數係降低咗咧，好多時咧你就 drop 你 A1C 1%。如果你8咧，就冇晒佢7㗎啦，已經7%。咁對你個remission 嘅 target 咧係好好啊，所以我哋依家希望我哋做咩都好咧，都係去翻 remission 嘅 target。哇 ，that will be so good 啊！咁記住咧 ，weight loss 係一個好重要嘅東西嘅。仲有一樣嘢 好多人咧就要知道咧，原來咧你個 remission 係可能嘅，所以唔好 give up。OK， 呢個係一個重要點，唔好 give up。Many people actually lost hope with the diabetic. And I have many of my clients over here listening to the webinar. Same thing. Oh, I already give up hope. I don't think I will be always have lifetime medication, and I will never get well. I'll get worse. Now, I'm sorry that you need to change attitude. It can be done. You have to think can be done. You have to target yourself to be remission. Yes, you are not going to be cured, but you can have remission. So if your attitude change and you can encourage yourself, yes, you can to get remission. And I'm here to holding your hand, give you all the tools to help you to become remission, then you will be healthy. You will be able to get yourself with the A1C lower than 6.5. Now, if we're going to go up, maybe you're at 6.0, maybe 5.7, and come back to 5.8, 5.9, and then we'll talk to each other again, learn a bit, learn about exercise, and then guess what? You go back down to 5.7. It is a continued thing to be encourage everybody, working with everybody, helping each other to understand how to manage the diabetes. It is like that. It is not like, bang, I will be able to control my blood sugar. It's not like that. You got to work on it. You have to encourage. Psychologically, I would say, I will be getting remission. You have to dream about, I will get remission. And you have to tell yourself, yes, I can do it. Then, you know what? Your remission, it is going to come. If you continue to say, oh, I lost hope, I give up, then your remission is going to be not there. I have a lot of customers, actually at nighttime, they write to me, at daytime, they also talk to me. And they were at first discouraged, but now they feel real good because they got remission. On top of that, they feel encouraged. They drank LOWSUTEA, normal person, no problem. So really, let's be encouraged. Don't lose hope on diabetic management. You can do it. You can do it. And you just need to be encouraged all the time, hold your hand throughout this lifelong process. 嗱，各位朋友，其實咧好多時咧，我好多糖尿病者開始即係冇希望，哇 no hope 啊！咁但係咧其實係可能嘅，因為咧其實 remission definitely 係可能嘅。咁睇下你肯唔可以做嘅啫。嗱，你唔做咧冇計啦，但係你一定做咗之後，你就可能係真係能夠令到你咧會改變咗你呢個糖尿病，能夠唔會係去翻6.5以上個 A1C， 只係一路繼續落去，但係要做嘢嘅。你要做嘢係即係有食嘢啦、exercise 啦、磅數控制啦、聽書啦，我哋係會繼續係幫助你學，去攞住你手一齊同你行，係能夠令到你咧係降低你血糖。嗱，呢個係好重要嘅。如果你唔做呢樣嘢咧，唔好意思啦，可能咧就又上翻去嘅。So don't give up hope. We can help you together and manage together with you, and you will be actually can have remission, and that will be our new target. Now, if your A1C, by the way, is lower than 8% or around 8% or so, the chances your remission are higher. If you are even 9, 10, I saw people are 9, 10, their remission is also very good. So make sure don't give up. And so your A1C 8% above, or even below, even close to 9, 10, you still have a chance of remission. So you just got to keep trying. And you got to keep healthy diet, drink LOWSUTEA, exercise, weight control. The remission, the chances is good. So you just got to start now. Don't have to wait. Well, I will see first. No, you cannot see. You have to start first. The earlier you start, the earlier you get remission. Because the remission will take about at least 3 to 6 months. Depends on who you are. And most of the people I work with, about 3 to 6 months or 4 to 6 months, they got remission. So, but on the end, they all try very hard to work on it. In other words, they mark down all the food they take. They every day they drank LOWSUTEA 8 cups a day. They actually really exercise. They write down the hours of exercise or minutes of exercise. They write down the food they take. They actually measure the weight. They write it down. If I today 220 pounds, I'm now eventually 6 months from now or a year from now, I will minus 10% of my weight. They are serious. They have a chart. They actually write it down. At the end of the day, they become what? Remission, because they work on it. And the reason why you write it down is good because you start seeing yourself, wow, I'm changing. My A1C is start moving down from 8 to 7%, 7% to 6.5%, and 6.6. I'll go down to 6.5, eventually 6%, and it will change back and forth. But when you start seeing, write it down, and you take effort to write it down, you know what? You are being encouraged. And that result, you can actually see your progression. Eventually, you have remission. So this is why I said, maybe we should get everybody look at the target and get themselves a new target of remission with A1C lower than 6.4%. Wow, that would be perfect. And that would be absolutely good. 如果你 A1C 係低過6.8咧，或者 within 8、90咧，其實你個 remission 咧，你都可以嘅，唔係話你唔得嘅，一定會可以。就係緩解期咧係即係個機會係好高嘅。咁但係當然咧，你要做嘢嘅，一定要繼續係食嘅低碳水化合物啦，要飲去糖茶啦，8杯啊，一日8杯啊。要做運動啦，要 weight control 啦，要 track 你個血啦，因為你唔度血糖，你唔知你點解會係咁嘅喎。所以呢啲嘢全部要靠你做嘅。嗱，我好老實講啲即係糖友係有 remission 嗰啲係點做咧？佢每日寫低食乜嘢，同埋知道佢有食咗幾多碳水化合物嘅東西，同埋咧亦都知道磅數幾多，同埋知道血糖幾多。咁佢每日睇嘅時候，哇！我個血糖真係降低咗喎，繼續啦。咁佢就會繼續覺得好鼓勵啦。越整咧就要叻仔啦，越整要控制得好啦。咁之後咧就 you know what， 佢真係變咗 remission， 即係佢變咗就改變咗佢生活習慣啦，亦都改變咗成個嘅人嘅健康啦。佢覺得哇好舒服啊，同埋咧亦都控制咗血糖。So remember。Really, in order to do it, you gotta write things down so you can able to actually get yourself remission by recording all the data. And you know what? You'll be encouraged. So all the things you do, you will continue to do it. So remission needs are the following. You have to have low carb diet, at least 150 grams to 200 grams, no more than 200 grams, carbs, okay? Low carb diet. In other words, forget about the white bread. Forget about rice, because one bowl of rice is 90 gram carbs. So you cannot eat so much rice, right? So even if you need to eat rice, eat maybe a quarter bowl or even lower than that, okay? So 1/5, or even don't eat that, eat red rice or eat brown rice. So that way you cut out the carbs, and that result you really reserve the rest of them for other carbs like vegetable and so forth. You have to do exercise, 150 minutes a week exercise. That means you gotta work at least 40 minutes per exercise, maybe 4 times a week. That's equal to 150 or so. And you have to weight control. Your BMI should be under 25. Now for Asian will be 23. So you will have to continue to lower your BMI. And you have to drink LOWSUTEA at least 8 cups a day. So it will give you the boost of insulin resistance. Help you to get insulin become more sensitive and get into the cells and dump sugar out into the urine. And so you can lower your blood sugar. And then you have to follow your doctor, because doctor can help you continuously. And you really have to measure blood sugar daily to understand where you're at. If you don't do that, you really don't know. And plus, you have to have basically control your weight, because your body weight will, if you're high body weight, is not going to help you to remission. So make sure that you will have good body weight, and you know exactly your diet control, you have measure your blood sugar, the chances of remission, will be much higher. So imagine that if you continue to do the things that I just said, diet control, exercise, weight control, drink LOWSUTEA, and follow with doctor with blood measurement, and you can actually measure yourself 4 times a day, and your diabetic, in a sense that you continue to see yourself coming down with blood sugar, the chances of remission is going to be extremely good. And if you lose a lot of weight, you are good in remission. OK， 嗱，各位堂友去緩解咧係需要咩咧？你一定需要咧係食啦，低碳水化合物咧就一定唔超過150 gram 至200 gram 啦，最好係150 gram 嗰度行啦。同埋咧，你每日都要 exercise 咧，要大概每一個禮拜150分鐘啦，每日就有40分鐘，大約4次啦。咁最難到有呢啲咧，你就會做到 exercise 啦。咁同埋咧個磅數控制咧，你 BMI 要 under 23至25啦，即係如果外國人嘅大隻啲25啦。咁但係咧，如果你係飲去糖茶咧，就係6至8杯咧。唔飲去糖茶咧，個 chance remission 唔高㗎，因為好多時候啲食咗藥都唔高嘅。同埋要繼續睇你嘅醫生啦，咁繼續 measure 你啲嘢啦。咁同埋仲有咧，如果當你個磅數有 carbs 啲嘢咧，降低咗，你磅數一定會低嘅。咁就係要度血。如果你係度血咧，係每日你都知道你血糖喺邊度咧，個 chance 咧你就會知道，哇！我已經達到目標咯喎。咁所以呢個係幫助你咧，係點能夠令到你咧緩解係可以做得到嘅。Now, remember, as I said, lower weight become a really important factor to enhance the remission. So if you are taking about 853 calories, 3 to 5 months, and 46% of participants actually had remission with A1C less than 6.5%. So you know what, you will really substantially lower weight. That will be really good to give you the remission. If, as a matter of fact, if you lost 33 pounds, 86% actually does achieve remission. So it shows that really, if you lower weight, remission, it will be much better in a sense that for you, for people who are now already in diabetes and they're overweight and BMI is like 30, the chances of you do that, your remission is a lot higher, lower. And with that, you got to lower your carb intake and also calorie intake. OK， 嗱，減磅咧，緩解期嘅機會係高好多嘅。如果你係食每日大概850個卡路里嘅食物啦，嗱，每日我多數食1000個，即係減一半喎，差唔多嚇。咁嘅時候咧，個 chance 咧，你係會有3至5個月咧，咁46% 嘅人去做呢樣嘢。就係 A1C 係會低過 6.5 嘅，即係做咗 remission 啦。第二樣嘢，如果減到33磅嘅話咧，有86% 嘅人咧有 remission。所以其實磅數咧係好影響你有冇機會做 remission。好多人咧係好肥嘅咧，咁佢 A1 30以上咧，如果唔減磅 remission 係彈啲嘅。Okay, so in summary, achieving remission means that you have to cannot just say, wow, I'm get well, I can go back to a stable diet and I don't have activity, I don't have weight control. I tell you, to be honest, don't work. You have to go back all the time in dieting, more activities, and weight control. If you have that, the chance of remission is good. And you really cannot go back to the old lifestyle. Once you start up, you have the new lifestyle. That's why I thought that with this webinar, day after, I will have to ask everyone, try to see yourself can make a target with remission. That would be wonderful. Everybody will have 6.5 and lower. Even though I'm 10% A1C, I can go 6.5 lower. That would be wonderful. That would be your new target. And the new target will be a healthy diet with low carb, with low calories, and drink LOWSUTEA, 8 cups a day. And you have exercise, 150 minutes per week, which is meaning that you have at least 4 times a week with 40 minutes per day exercise. And then you have to lose weight, at least 10% of weight or 33 pounds or more. And then you have to measure blood sugar 4 times a week, 4 times a day. The reason why 4 times a day is the first time in the morning, you make your blood sugar, see where you're at. And then after each meal, you take 2 hours after each meal so you know where you're at. If your blood sugars are really looking good, the chances are meaning that you are really better controlled. But if you don't measure blood sugar, you don't know where you are. You might be very sky high, you don't really know. If you have a Abbott Libby, it would be good because you can continue to measure blood sugar. You have one of these little gadgets. It would be good because you can able to tell yourself, okay, what is my blood sugar? And then you can able to tell. And you can see my blood sugar now is 6.1%, 6.1%, 6.1, not 1%, 6.1 millimole per liter. So now I have breakfast. You can see my whole night, my blood sugar is flat. Reason is I drank LOWSUTEA before I sleep. 1 hour before I sleep, I drank my LOWSUTEA. And guess what? When I eat breakfast, my LOWSUTEA goes up. I mean, my blood sugar don't even go up after I drank LOWSUTEA. So it's so important. You have to keep drinking LOWSUTEA. If you don't, then the blood sugar will go back up. And this has happened to many of my customers here. They do the same thing. And then certainly you have to learn about diabetic management with all my professional webinar, myself, Professor Larry Chan, and all the other professors coming in. We talk about, what can you do to, manage your blood sugar and manage your diabetes management. Now, if you don't do that, you know what? Your diabetic, your blood sugar will go back up, and your remission will no longer work, and then you will just continue to go up. Now, but the thing is, if you actually formulated your lifestyle, the chances you continue will be better. But if you don't, guess what? Not going to happen. Then you're going to lose everything, restart again. But because of the fact that you are now already damaged your blood vessels. Now, some of these blood vessels cannot reverse. So all you got to do is don't make it worse, because you make it worse, you can come back. In other words, you now at the stages where you're at, you just will be damaged already, and that's what it at. That blood vessel will not reverse. So you got to continue to watch all the things you have in a blood vessel. Make sure it doesn't continue to damage your blood vessels, such as eye, your nerve, your kidney function, and all this thing has to be continued to watch. The reason is, now some of my friends or some of my patients who are now with the glomerular filtration is 70. Wow, my goodness, it's 70 already. So they are really getting to an edge of getting to 60. After 60, they are already starting getting some moderate damage. And eventually get down to 50, you got to really watch. So those are people that really got to watch, continue to lower blood sugar, don't get worse, okay? So that is the idea. Even though I have remission, you still have to continue to watch all those things. Make sure it doesn't get, your eyes, your heart, and your kidney don't get worse. So you got to keep measuring what? Blood sugar and A1C. I hope this will help you to understand what is the remission. From now on, I will drive everyone to remember what can be a remission is going to be, and our target, I hope that everyone will be getting the remission. 嗱，各位朋友，其實咧，我哋依家希望係一個新目標啦，希望各位能夠有個緩解後，每個人都有緩解嘅。呢個糖尿病唔係醫好你，但係俾你緩解，即係你 A1C 係低過6.4。但係其實咧，你就唔可以話得到就哇去翻舊陣時嘅生活習慣啦，可以食任何嘢啦，食3個雪糕啦，唔得嘅 ，sorry， 唔係呢樣嘢。當你有呢樣嘢咧，你第一就真係要控制翻你所有嘅生活習慣啦，同埋你嘅包括你食嘢啦，你嘅飲去糖茶啦，你個卡路里要減低啦，可能850至1000啦，或者1200啦，繼續減低個磅數啦。咁你每日要 exercise 啦，你每個禮拜有105分鐘啦，同埋咧你減個磅數最緊有10% 以10% 低過10% 啦。嗱，呢個時間要繼續做嘅，要2年嘅，或者3年都要嘅，因為我都2年後咧減咗真係10% 啊，好正啊！依家係減緊去到，我又再減去下一個 target 190喎，哇！咁慢慢要減，我依家195啫喎，佢仲有5磅嚟喎，然後之後有180喎，哇！好一路咁落啊！咁同埋咧， 你每日要度糖咧4次。因為咧每一次食完飯2個鐘頭要度一次，朝頭早起身度一次，咁啊3餐之後啦，咁樣度咗3次啦，朝頭早一起身要度一次咧4次，咁同埋咧即係要聽下我哋點去解釋點樣能夠幫助你控制血糖，咁同埋咧血糖咧仲有一樣嘢咧，如果你唔控制咧會翻轉頭嘅，就整翻上去，哇弊家伙你由頭再嚟過。但係好處咧，如果你真係做咗你嘅生活習慣改變咗，人哋寫你食乜嘢咩都之類，食咗有咩高咁你就唔去做呢樣嘢，哇你血糖會好嘅。但係可惜，當你血糖已經 damage 咗啲東西，即係你眼已經 damage 咗啦，如果你腎又 damage 咗啦，嗰啲翻唔到轉頭嘅，所以你一定要控制呢個時間做咗之後，控制到佢唔會繼續 damage， 唔會繼續破壞。如果控制到最低限度，你依家都係繼續個跡象啦。嗱，到老啲咧又會差啲嘅，因為人嘅身體會退化。咁呢樣嘢咧就繼續努力嘅，大家一齊努力。我哋希望咧拉住你手，繼續同你一齊行，繼續令到你咧繼續身體健康，能夠繼續降低佢。So my hope to everybody here, for hundreds of people that listen to my seminar or webinar, I hope that our new target is help everyone to be remission. Lower the blood sugar, lower than 6.5 below, 6.4, 6.3, and then all the way to 5.7. That will be your new target from now on. And I hope everybody can achieve that. And we're all going to be very good. And thank you very much. Because even though I'm pre-diabetic, you are going to have that to help you to get your achieved remission. Now, I'm going to answer some questions. And there's a very good question come from Eugene. He said, if you are in remission, what is the low-sugar regime? Okay, if you're in remission, your low-sugar regime is the same. You still have to drink 8 cups a day. 8 cups a day. The reason low-sugar is not a drug, it's just a tea, but it has a special function. Every day, it helps you to lower your blood sugar from your vessels. It continues every time you drink. It helps you to block the sugar into the vessels from the gut from guava leaf. What it does is actually delay the absorption. So it doesn't go to the vessel and dump out from a fecal matter. And you can have the bitter melon. It should actually increase the insulin sensitivity, take sugar into the cells. And then you lower the sugar from there. And whatever excess sugar, it will dump it up from the urine and your cholesterol, your salt, dump it out. So there's no change in your low sugar regime. If you don't drink, a lot of the people who are actually remission, blood sugar go back up. It's very strange, but that is the fact. And if you are pre-diabetic, you know what? There is really no medication. So they really have to continue to drink low sugar tea because it helps them to get what? Lower the blood sugar. And from the 6.3, 6.2, all the way down to 5.7. But if they're in 5.7, do you have to continue to drink? Yes, they have to continue to drink, continue to do exercise, continue to do low-carb diet, continue to do your weight control, then they are continue to be healthy. But if they don't do that, you know what? Boom, all went back up. So that is something that the regime of low sugar tea is the same. It's not a drug. It's just a natural product to continue to help you to maintain your blood sugar being in a reasonable, better levels. 各位朋友，呢個好嘅問題啊，因為葉主問咧，佢話如果你係已經即係緩解期後啦，咁你係咪繼續飲血糖茶㗎？係冇改變，因為血糖茶唔係一個藥品，係一個 natural 嘅東西，係幫助你降低血糖，幫助你減固醇。亦都降低血壓，咁呢個點做啊？因為佢係真係繼續係幫助你咧，將 block 啲糖唔好入去血管裏邊啦，係掛嗰啲啦，亦都低糖，而增加你個胰島素嘅sensitivity， 帶翻啲糖入去細胞裏邊啦，亦都幫你糖掉咗喺尿啊，同埋膽固醇啊，同埋你嘅 salt 掉出嚟啊，咁繼續係降低血糖。當你去到5.7，係咪唔使飲啊？唔係，都係繼續飲。點解咧？因為唔飲佢上翻去嘅，所以變咗咧，你繼續係飲嗱，仲有好處咧，你要繼續 exercise， 要繼續去你嘅 diet control，要繼續去減肥。當你做晒呢啲嘢咧，你身體一定健康，心臟好，血壓好，呢個腦嘅神經系統好，同埋咧你繼續係個身體覺得哇好喎，咁所以變咗嚟講咧，呢個係一個十分正嘅東西嘅，所以你繼續努力。咁其實咧最弊咧，好多人咧就係去到5.7嘅時候咧，佢就放棄晒啲嘢，我唔使飲血糖茶啦，唔飲啦，或者飲一包啦，嗰啲糖走咗上去，飲一包，因為呢個已經係見過晒㗎啦，飲一包唔得嘅，一定飲2包 ，OK， 所以繼續係要繼續努力嘅。Another thing too, another question, Eugene, is very good. When you're in remission, are you still get low sugar, get low sugar symptom? Absolutely. When you're in remission, guess what? Your blood sugar is actually about 6.4 as below. So you are not going to have all the, high sugar issue. But if you are continue to do that, continue to lower, and you still exercise, you continue to have diet, your blood sugar is very interesting. Will continue to get lower and lower and lower. So it doesn't stop at 6.4. It's going to be 6.2, 6.1. It might go up and down from 6, 6.1, 6, and then eventually 5.7 or 5.8, 5.9, go back up, down. It go up and down around a narrow band rate. So, but the symptom of you have of all the high sugar symptom are not there, and it not continue to damage your blood vessels. So that is a really, really wonderful, wonderful part of your continued life, because majority of my patient is around 50 years old and up already, and they are now really become seeing themselves with start aging. And then, so net result, when they see the doctor starts saying, wow, hey, your glomerulonephritis, GFR is actually going up. And with the sugar going low, you know what? GFR improved. And so they are very happy. The blood cholesterol also improved. Used to be 3, now 2.5, things like that. Like myself, the same thing. I used to be 3 point something, now 2.5 because I drink LOWSUTEA. So these are the things that will continue to improve, and you will feel much more healthier. On top of that, you feel more energy and enjoy continued lifestyle. So I hope that you will continue to drink the LOWSUTEA and make sure that you are continue to be healthy in that sense. 嗱，多位同學，如果你係去咗 remission， 你會仲有高糖嘅問題啊？咁其實咧就高糖就唔會嘅，低糖咧啲人體咧好得意嘅，會做翻啲糖俾你嘅。如果低一滯，所以呢個係一個好特別。低糖咧就唔會係佢糖啊個肝啊會做翻啲糖出嚟俾你嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講，你就唔會話有成日會低糖，但一定繼續飲退糖茶。唔飲退糖茶咧，你個糖咧就會繼續都係會如果你唔飲退糖茶咧，你嘅糖會走翻上去嘅。OK， 但係如果低糖咧，佢身體亦都做緊糖出嚟嘅。咁所以變咗咧係唔使驚話，哇唔飲退糖就會有問題啊，唔會嘅，嗰啲糖會自己走出嚟。One more thing I want to clarify Eugene's question. If you're in remission, do you get low sugar symptom? Now, very interesting. Body is going to react. If you're low sugar, you know what? The body will come out with some sugar from your liver, your muscles, and fat. Will make some sugar out for you. So the body will adjust themselves, especially this is a natural part of LOWSUTEA. So your blood sugar most likely will increase a bit when you get very low sugar, and the body will make some sugar for you. Now, however, net result, a lot of time, may be the fact that each individual is different. So when your sugar low, like I started hand shaking, I'm feeling nervous, so your blood sugar low. So net result, maybe your body don't get sugar fast enough for you. So you do have to treat yourself a little bit. Like I have to drink some orange juice, for example, get some little hard candy. For diabetic, you got to do that because your blood sugar might not come out as fast, or the body not enough insulin to take the sugar in the cell. So net result, you're going to have the low sugar syndrome can happen. So you do need to take some sugar pill with you if you're diabetic. If you're pre-diabetic, also you need to have something like that, sugar pill, or take some orange juice. So because of the fact that your body no longer have the fast insulin coming out to help you out to take the sugar into the cell, even though I have a lot, especially people who have long-term diabetes, they tend to have insulin resistance very high, and that result, they don't have enough insulin take the sugar in the cells. So net result, your blood sugar will continue to drop. Your sugar, anyway, your sugar continue to drop, and your body are not coming out with enough sugar. So you need to take some candy, for example, or juice to help you to prevent you become low blood sugar. And that happens for many diabetic patients, which you need to watch. Unfortunately, our body responds differently. So might be even drink LOWSUTEA will drive the sugar down substantially. But that's the kind of time that you have to watch. If you get nervous, you get itchy, you can't not comfortable, then take some orange juice very fast, and the sugar will go back up, and you feel better. So I hope that answered your question. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate people from all over the place, and then who appreciate this webinar. And I hope from now on we will basically put yourself the true objective to get yourself to be remission, not cure, remission. And that will be a new target. And that will be wonderful for everybody. And that will be great. And I hope that you continue to measure A1C. If you have your ability, this little gadget here, keep measuring this. If not, poke your finger will do it too. And you can see my A1, my ability is at 5.9 now. And I can't make this data out for you. It's only by, the actual information for myself. And you know what? I drink my LOWSUTEA in a bottle. And what I do is I put one bag to 1 liter bottle, and I just drink LOWSUTEA. And I already drank, 500 ml. So, because my breakfast, 250, and after that, another 250. And that's what you do. So again, I appreciate all you guys participating, and thank you very much. I hope that you can learn something to learn about target remission. 各位朋友，多謝晒各位，你哋各位現在嘅新 target 就係去繼續希望你緩解期，俾你嘅 A1C 跌去6.5以下啊！我諗大家如果就係知嘅就好開心啦。多謝各位 ，Thank you very much. I appreciate all your time, and I hope that you have a nice weekend. And remember, our target now is remission, and I hope that we're all gonna achieve that target. Take care. Bye bye.